Wow, what a response. Okay, so today we're going to be continuing our science lesson. So who remembers what we were doing the day before today? What were we working on in science? I love all these quiet raised hands. Wow. Lucy, when we had all the tubs up here, what were we doing?
Putting it under the sun and see how hot it gets.
Yes, and were the things under here hotter than the things in the shade?
Yes.
Yeah, they were super hot, weren't they? We got to touch each of them. Which one was the hottest, do you think?
Sand.
You think sand? Grayson, what do you think?
Rocks.
The rocks are super hot. Kaylee, what do you think?
The dirt.
The dirt, ooh, yeah. June?
The rocks.
The rocks. Azil?
The rocks.
The rocks. Eileen?
The rocks.
The rocks? I think a lot of people thought the rocks. Maddox?
The rocks.
The rocks. I thought the rocks were pretty hot too. Okay, hands down.
I
Voices off, please.
No one said water.
So what we're going to be talking today is a little bit more about what it means to be a scientist. So I want you to think in your head right now. To me, what does a scientist look like? And what does a scientist do? I want you to think in your head. What is a scientist to me? Renee.
Pyramids.
Experiments. That's right. Lucy.
Explosions.
Explosions.
You read my mind.
Leslie.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses?
Put on for nothing getting your eyes.
Oh, to put them on so then the sun protects your eyes. That's a great idea. Cayman. Potions.
That's what I'm gonna
Putting
say.
things together and making potions. Cam.
They could make a volcano and put Mentos in it.
Oh, have you ever done that before? I've done it before. It's pretty fun. Okay, hands down. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna show you guys some pictures of some people that may be scientists and some people who may not be scientists. And I want you to just look at the picture and give me a thumbs up if you think they're a scientist and a thumbs down if you don't think they're a scientist.
Okay.
We're not gonna say yes, no, yes, no. You're just gonna give me thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay?
Or
So let me-
if they have a little bit of sciences, then you can give them bigger.
Well, let's just use thumbs up or thumbs down, but that's a good idea. All right. This is our first photo. Do you think this person is a scientist or not a scientist? All right, I got a lot of thumbs down. Okay, what about this one? Got some thumbs up, we got some thumbs down. What about this one? Wow, you guys are really good at this. You guys are being so quiet. Thank you. We got a lot of thumbs down for this one. What about this one? Thumbs up, thumbs down, a couple thumbs sideways. This one.
Oh,
Oh, try to keep your voices off. Thumbs up or thumbs down. We got a lot of thumbs down for that one.
I think it is. He's a president.
Oh, try to keep your voices off.
He's just a person.
Here's the last one.
No.
A lot of thumbs down. Can I tell you guys a secret?
What?
All of these people are scientists.
What?
Let's go back through them. This is a botanist. A botanist is a scientist. They deal with plants and growing plants and taking care of plants and flowers. They are a scientist.
But we didn't know that because they look like they're just garden.
I know. And that's the thing is I was trying to trick you, Lucy.
I thought she was a farmer.
Oh, yeah? How about this one? You guys all thought this person was not a
Well, me
scientist?
and Joshua.
Oh, you're shouting.
I did. I put my.
This is a geologist. A geologist studies the history of the earth. So they study the rocks and they look at the rocks and study those. So she is a scientist.
It looks like a teacher that's in art class, but she looks familiar from the other in the hall. Yeah, she looks.
She does look a little familiar.
And this one.
What about this one? This is also a scientist. This is called a agronomist. Yes, they study soil and crops. So he kind of looks like a farmer, doesn't he? But he's actually studying. See how he's looking at the plant and he's studying the plants and how they're growing and the soil that's underneath them. So he is a scientist.
On his hand?
He's not drawing on his hand. He's holding the plant in his hand and he's looking at it.
It looks like he's drawing.
This one, and this one is also a scientist. This is a marine biologist. I think you probably have heard of this one before. They study the ocean and then the plants and the animals that live in the ocean.
They get scared because of the sharks.
No, they don't get eaten by sharks.
Yeah,
This one, I think this one made you guys laugh.
Yeah, they're really kids.
This one's hard to pronounce. I don't even know if I can pronounce it correctly. This is an ethologist. They study, I'm going to tell you, she's studying animal behavior. So how animals react, how you guys all have good behavior or bad behavior. She's studying the good behavior and bad behavior of this monkey.
What is she doing to him?
They're just playing because she made really good friends with all the monkeys. So they're hanging out. They became really good friends.
Why is she kissing?
She's not kissing him. She's saying, oh, and the monkey's saying, oh, right back to her. This one, you guys did not think this was a scientist. This is one of the most famous scientists. This is Albert Einstein. Look, he's even got the crazy hair that you guys kind of talked about. Good. Albert Einstein. Oh, stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, and listen. Albert Einstein was a physicist, so he studied physics. So when you hear people talk about gravity, things falling to the ground, that's what physicists study. And then the last one, this is Marie Curie. She was a physicist and a chemist. So she studied physics, and then chemistry is kind of like what Kingman was talking about. When you blend things together and make potions, chemistry mixes together different liquids and they can make explosions and things like that.
Like a tornado?
Yeah, raise your hand, please. Raise your hand if you have something to say. Oh, Jackson, thank you so much.
And you can make clouds.
You can make clouds. Okay, we're going to refocus. So we just learned about some scientists, and we learned that a lot of people can be scientists, even if they don't look like a scientist. And you know what? Today, we're all going to be scientists. We're going to start being scientists on our own, because we're going to start creating something and planning something, and then we're going to put it to the test. Okay. So, what was this acting as again? Someone remind me? The sun. If I were to put an ice cube under the sun, what do you think would happen?
Melt.
It would melt immediately. That's right. It would melt, whether I put it under this sun or if I put it on our sun outside. But it's pretty cold today and the sun's not shining that much. So we're going to use this sun today. So what we are going to do, our big project, is you guys are going to have to create something that will protect your ice cube. So if I gave you an ice cube, we want to create something that's going to build over it, that's going to create shade. Who knows what shade is? Kaylee.
It's shade where there's shade under the trees.
Shade under the trees, that's right. It's where the sun is not hitting. So we want to create shade for our ice cubes. You guys are going to become a parent to your ice cube, and you want to protect that little ice cube as best as you can. But before we can do anything about creating, what's the first thing a great scientist should do?
Make a paper.
Oh, I'm looking for people raising their hand quietly. Thanks, Grayson. What's up?
A blueprint.
A blueprint. How did you know that? You're so smart. A blueprint. What is a blueprint? Does anyone know?
Here.
Cayman.
Making an idea.
Making an idea. So it's taking your great ideas and we're going to plan it out and we're going to put it on paper. Yeah, thank you. We're going to put it on paper. June, did you want to add something?
And another word for an idea is a blueprint is more like a plan.
A plan. That's a perfect word to put it. a blueprint, a plan, an idea, but we're gonna be putting it on this paper.
But we already made one.
No, we haven't, not yet. So, what I'm gonna do is, look, I made one.
No, we already colored one.
Nope, we haven't done that yet. We're gonna
Not
do
this
that
time.
today. I went ahead and made my blueprint. So this is how I made my blueprint. I drew a plate in the middle, and see, I labeled it one plate, and then I drew 4 popsicle sticks coming out of it, because I knew that I wanted to create something that would cover the top of it, but then I also had to make it stand up somehow. And then I even drew my tape, because how are my sticks gonna stick to the plate without anything? So I drew my tape on there, and that's how they're gonna stay. Once I drew my plan, then I made it. This is how it turned out. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
It looks like a spaceship.
Oh, does
Look
it?
at a spaceship.
Listen.
It looks like a wagon.
Oh, cool.
It's
Okay.
an alien spaceship.
Voices off, please. I love how Cam is raising his hand. Voices off. Cam was raising his hand nicely.
It kind of looks like a dog.
Like a dog.
I smile.
Okay.
I said that.
Stop, look, and listen.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, watch. So I don't have an ice cube under it right now, but if I went over here and plugged this lamp in,
Whoa, that's too
as you can see underneath my creation, what am I creating?
Shade.
Shade. There's shade underneath it now. And if I had my ice cube under there, it would protect it. So your guys' job is going to be to think of an idea, and you're going to make something that's going to shade your ice cube. Yeah, it's probably gonna.
That'd be really helpful.
Ooh, I gotta put better tape on there. But before you can start creating anything, you guys probably need to know what materials you can use as well.
Oh, I know.
Oh, well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the materials that you can use. So we have pipe cleaners. We have plates. We have cardboard boxes. We have Q-tips. We have tin foil. Now, as you guys are hearing about all these different things, what are some important things to remember when we are creating our structure? Think about what are some important things to remember when we're creating our structure. Cayman. Blue, we need to have something that's going to stick it together. That's right. Oh, people raising their hand quietly. Emily.
Using tape.
Using tape, that's right. Using tape, using glue. But then if I were to make something, if I was making this, and I used straws instead of my popsicle sticks, and it was about this tall, what would my problem be?
It wouldn't fit.
It's not gonna fit. How am I gonna get that underneath this lamp if it's not gonna fit? So you guys also need to think about
We
how
have to hide
tall you are making your structure, because we can only make it a certain height. So I am gonna give you guys a little ruler that you can use to make sure that you are making it just tall enough so that it'll fit underneath here. If we're thinking about another idea, what if I just wanted to use a plate, and then I put a plate on here and I said, I'm done. Is that gonna work?
No.
How come? Think about it. Raise your hand. Why would that not work? If I just put a plate on here and I said, I'm done. Oh, I love everyone raising their hands. Neil.
Because if you put the ice on there,
Mm-hmm.
under it, it will just the plate will just slide off.
Yeah, the plate's just gonna slide right off. We need something that's gonna hold it up. So you need to decide, am I going to use popsicle sticks? Am I going to use straws? Am I going to use pipe cleaners? You need to make sure you're using something to hold your structure up. And then you need to test it and make sure, is this going to stand up or is it going to fall over? Because we don't want to put it up here and then the whole thing just falls over. We want to make sure it's standing up and that it can stay standing underneath the lamp. So before we get started, I want to show you guys. Do you want to see us test the ice cube underneath?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to grab an ice cube and you can test it. Nope, I have some right here. Right here. Yes, I am.
Oh no. Is it going to melt? Don't tell me it's going to melt.
It's gonna melt. Okay, sit it down on your bottom. So right now we have 2 ice cubes underneath the lamps. Why don't you scoot over so you can see? I want you to see it. And then if I put my structure under here,
Oh yeah.
now my ice cube is protected.
And the other one.
This one's straight in the sun.